guys, your buddy Kintips here. We're gonna take the Begode Falcon out for a spin right now, and I'll give you my first impressions. And yeah, stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, I figured out what the gyro effect was now on this. All right, guys, I forgot to adjust some of the settings. I still have it on like really slow speed, so I gotta change it in the app. I think it only allows, it beeps at 20 kilometers an hour. So but yes, I can feel the gyro effect when you go really fast. It pulls you to a side, but it's weird. So I'll give you guys an example. All right, that was my on grass ride, and it takes some skill on a street tire, I'll tell you that. So I'll tell you the issue. The issue is when you go quite fast, this thing has a mind of its own. It's weird. Is it like the M104? It is, but it isn't. The M104 actually has really good traction. This is totally something completely different. At low speeds, this thing is not a problem. At high speeds, it's not a, I don't even consider it a gyro effect. It's like, it pulls you on one side, but it also, like when you try to turn, you have to really slow down to turn. Like, because I did a sharp turn, and I just kept going forward. You know how you regularly lean to turn? It doesn't do that. Like, how do I say, like, it just keeps wanting to go forward, and I actually scraped my pedal falling. Look at that. So the wheel fell because I was like, what the? So because I wanted to lean to do a sharp turn, or just to lean to do a turn, but it kept wanting to go forward, so it just slipped out of my foot. So, which is interesting. So it's a different feel. So yeah, I can see why people want the knobby tire. Okay, so good thing I bought the knobby tire. I can always change it out later, but it's interesting feel. The street tire is weird. I don't know, like, it's just weird. It's not a, like I said, it's not a gyro effect. It's when you turn. Going straight in the straight line, not a problem. But when you turn, it basically doesn't just pull you to one side. It just wants to keep going forward, even though you're like even slowed down to a bit. And how you regularly turn on an EUC, you would turn, but you're just going forward still, and it feels weird. So all right, let's keep going. Alright guys, as you can see, I've done about 4 kilometers on it, and you guys might wonder why I keep this on, because I don't want to scratch it. So, yeah, so going back to my point, it's easy to ride. The Falcon is super easy to ride. At slow speeds, turning is not a problem. It's when you get to the high speeds, it feels weird. If you have the street tire, guys, do not go fast and try to turn and try to like lean like you regularly would on like a S18 or S16. Do not do that. Because I tried to do that and I fell. So because I just wanted to keep going forwards. Now it's weird, but I've started to notice, if you actually like when you turn, you put your heel, if you put your heel down on, like, let's just say you want to turn to the left, you put your heel down on your left foot, and then you put your you use your toes on the right foot. You can try to swing it to turn, and it turns better when you do it that way. But it's like extra effort to do that, right guys? So when a normal tire would go would just go with the flow and you would just lean. So yeah, I can see why people don't like that. I might have to change out the tire. So but anyways, otherwise it rides fine, just as long as you don't go fast when you're still learning. It's fine. So yeah, so it's not too bad. Yeah, it's okay. So the other thing I wanted to let you guys know, it feels cheap. Okay, so like the build quality feels really cheap compared to an S16, and this is almost the same price as an S16. Yeah, if they were the same price, and I would actually go with an S16, but this is more fun to ride, especially like instead of having like V8F or something like that, this is perfect. Okay, so let's continue. I think this tire also has 40 psi, so I'm going to actually reduce the psi to about 35, see if it makes a difference. Okay guys, so I decreased the PSI on the tire. So if you guys have the street tire like I do, decrease your PSI. I'm a lightweight rider, so it didn't really matter. But I noticed it controls a lot better with a decreased PSI. So it controls almost like a regular tire now. So yeah, it's not too bad. So decrease your PSI, guys. All right, let's go home.